Listen up, 2025 is knocking at your door, but before it walks in, you gotta ask yourself, how am I gonna show up? This isn't about wishful thinking or setting some half-hearted goals. This is about rewiring your mind, your habits, your entire approach to life. I'm about to drop 5 life-changing secrets that will help you rethink and dominate your 2025 like never before. The foundation of any true transformation begins in the mind. Without shifting your mindset, every attempt to change your life is like trying to build a house on quicksand. No matter how much effort you put in, the results will be unstable or short-lived. A mindset shift is not just about thinking positively or repeating affirmations. It's about fundamentally changing how you perceive yourself, your potential, and the challenges that come your way. When you decide to rethink your 2025, the very first thing you must do is recognize that the biggest battles, the toughest obstacles, and the greatest victories all happen inside your head. People try to change their circumstances, their job, their finances, their relationships, but they forget to change the internal dialogue that governs those external realities. The mind is a powerful force, and it acts like the command center for every action you take. If your mindset is stuck in scarcity, doubt, or fear, your actions will reflect that. You might work hard, but the results will be limited because your subconscious doesn't truly believe you deserve success or greatness. This is why changing your mindset is the foundation. It's the soil where your goals and dreams will either take root and flourish or wither away. When you shift your mindset, you open yourself up to new possibilities. Suddenly, problems become opportunities, setbacks become lessons, and obstacles become stepping stones. This shift happens when you start to view failure not as a reflection of your worth, but as feedback on your journey. You stop blaming external circumstances or other people for where you are, and instead you begin to take full responsibility for your growth. That responsibility fuels a hunger for improvement and a refusal to accept less than what you know you are capable of. Changing your mindset means moving from a fixed way of thinking, where your abilities and intelligence are static and unchangeable, to a growth mindset where every challenge is an invitation to learn, improve, and expand. This is crucial for rethinking your 2025 because the year ahead will present unknown challenges and unexpected opportunities. Without a flexible, growth-oriented mindset, you will resist change and shy away from discomfort, both of which are necessary for real progress. A mindset shift also means breaking free from limiting beliefs. These are those quiet, often unconscious thoughts like I'm not good enough, I don't have what it takes, or success is for other people, not me. These beliefs act like invisible chains, holding you back from stepping into your full potential. When you recognize these thoughts for what they are, just thoughts, not facts, you can begin to dismantle them. You replace them with empowering beliefs that fuel confidence, resilience, and action. For example, instead of thinking, I can't handle this, you tell yourself, I am capable of learning and growing through this experience. The process of shifting your mindset is not always comfortable. It requires vulnerability, honesty, and a willingness to confront the parts of yourself you might prefer to ignore. It's about rewiring your brain through repetition, intentional thought, and surrounding yourself with influences that support your new way of thinking. It might mean consuming different books, podcasts, or conversations that challenge your old beliefs and inspire new ones. It also means practicing gratitude, focusing on what's possible rather than what's missing, and celebrating small wins to build momentum. When you embrace this mindset shift as the foundation of your 2025, everything else falls into place more naturally. Your goals become clearer, your motivation deeper, and your actions more aligned. You stop sabotaging yourself with doubt and hesitation because you know that your thoughts are tools to shape your reality. Remember, your external world is a reflection of your internal world. So if you want to change your life in 2025, start by changing your mind. It's the single most powerful investment you can make, and it sets the stage for everything you want to achieve. When it comes to transforming your life and reshaping your future, clarity is one of the most powerful forces you can harness. Without clarity, your efforts become scattered, your focus weak, and your progress slow. Imagine trying to drive to a destination without a map or a clear address. You'll waste time, energy, and resources going in circles. The same principle applies to your goals and dreams. If you don't have a clear vision of what you want your 2025 to look like, it's almost impossible to create the kind of momentum and success that will truly change your life. Clarity is more than just having a vague idea or a wish. It means being specific, intentional, and precise about what you want. When your vision is clear, your mind knows exactly where to direct its energy and your actions become more purposeful. This focus creates power because it aligns your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors toward a defined target. You become a laser rather than a flashlight, cutting through distractions and obstacles with precision rather than scattering your energy everywhere. The process of gaining clarity begins with asking yourself deep, honest questions. What do you really want to achieve in 2025? What kind of person do you want to become? What habits, skills, and mindset do you need to develop to reach your goals? When you answer these questions with honesty and detail, you create a mental blueprint for your future. This blueprint acts like a magnet, attracting the opportunities, resources, and people that align with your vision. Without clarity, you might attract random opportunities, but none of them will truly propel you forward because your energy is diffused. Clarity also helps you identify priorities. When you know what matters most, it becomes easier to say no to distractions and yes to what serves your growth. Life is full of noise, social media, opinions of others, unexpected challenges, and without clear priorities, you can easily get pulled in every direction. But when your goals are well defined, you can filter out what doesn't align with your vision and protect your time and energy like the precious resources they are. This focused protection of your time is where power grows, because every moment spent on your priorities builds momentum toward your goals. Having clarity also boosts confidence and reduces fear. When you know exactly what you want, the path forward becomes less intimidating. Uncertainty breeds doubt, hesitation, and procrastination, but clarity cuts through that fog. It gives you a clear target to aim for, make it easier to take decisive action. This decisiveness feeds a positive feedback loop. The more action you take with confidence, the more results you see, which fuels even more confidence and clarity. It's a cycle that builds unstoppable momentum. Another powerful aspect of clarity is that it simplifies decision-making. Life often overwhelms us with choices, and indecision can paralyze progress. But when your vision is clear, decisions become easier because you evaluate them based on whether they bring you closer or further from your goal. This means less wasted energy second-guessing yourself and more consistent forward movement. Each decision becomes a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Clarity also helps you communicate your vision to others. Whether you're building a team, seeking mentors, or attracting support, a clear vision is contagious. People want to be part of something with a defined purpose and direction. When you articulate your goals clearly, you inspire others to believe in you and help you along the way. This network of support amplifies your power exponentially. Clarity is a gift you give yourself. It removes confusion, doubt, and distraction, replacing them with focus, confidence, and purpose. When you create clarity for your 2025, you're not just hoping for success. You're designing it with intention. You're putting yourself in the driver's seat, fully aware of where you're going and how you'll get there. So you'll get there. That kind of power transforms dreams into realities and makes 2025 the year you break through limitations and step into your full potential. Motivation is often celebrated as the key to success, but the truth is motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the weather. You wake up some days feeling pumped, ready to conquer the world, and other days you feel tired, distracted, or just plain unmotivated. If your progress depends solely on how motivated you feel at any given moment, you're setting yourself up for inconsistency and disappointment. That's why discipline is the real game changer. Discipline outperforms motivation every single time because it doesn't rely on feelings or external circumstances. It's a commitment to show up, do the work, and push forward regardless of whether you feel like it. So whether you feel like it. Discipline is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who only dream about them. It's the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Motivation can give you a spark, but discipline is the steady flame that keeps burning, even when the initial excitement fades. Discipline is about creating habits and routines that move you closer to your goals, no matter what. It's about doing what needs to be done when you don't feel like doing it. And it's about understanding that success is less about giant leaps and more about consistent steps taken every day. One of the most important things to understand about discipline is that it requires intentionality. You have to decide ahead of time what actions you will take and then stick to those decisions regardless of how you feel in the moment. This means setting clear goals and building systems that support those goals. For example, if your goal is to improve your fitness in 2025, discipline means committing to working out at the same time every day or week, rain or shine, motivated or not. You don't wait for the perfect mood or perfect conditions because you know those might never come. Instead, you build your success around your ability to show up consistently. Discipline also means embracing discomfort. Growth rarely happens in comfort zones. There will be days when you're tired, overwhelmed, or discouraged. Discipline pushes you through those moments. It means showing up when you're exhausted, putting in extra effort when it's hard, and resisting the urge to quit or take shortcuts. This ability to push through resistance builds mental toughness and resilience, qualities essential for long-term success. Another powerful aspect of discipline is that it creates momentum. When you consistently take action, no matter how small, you build habits that reinforce your progress. These habits become automatic over time, reducing the need to rely on willpower or motivation. The more disciplined you become, the easier it is to maintain progress because your routine supports your goal. This momentum not only accelerates your results, but also boosts your confidence and belief in yourself. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. Everyone slips up or faces setbacks, but the disciplined person gets back on track quickly without making excuses. They understand that setbacks are part of the process and don't allow temporary failures to derail their progress. This mindset separates those who reach their goals from those who give up too soon. Discipline teaches you self-respect and ownership. When you commit to doing what needs to be done, you prove to yourself that you are capable and trustworthy. This self-respect fuels further discipline and drives you to raise your standards continuously. You stop blaming circumstances or waiting for motivation, and instead, you become the master of your actions and outcomes. Motivation might start the fire, but discipline keeps it burning bright long after motivation fades. If you want 2025 to be a year of real progress and transformation, commit to building discipline in every area of your life. Show up consistently, embrace the hard work, and keep moving forward. That's how you turn your dreams into reality. Failure is often feared and misunderstood. Most people see failure as a setback, a sign that they aren't good enough, or proof that they should give up. But the truth is, failure is not your enemy, it is your greatest teacher. The way you respond to failure will determine the trajectory of your life more than any success ever could. When you rethink your 2020-25, embracing failure as a teacher is one of the most powerful mindset shifts you can make. It transforms obstacles into opportunities and turns pain into growth. Failure teaches you lessons that success never will. When you succeed, it's easy to stay comfortable, to repeat what worked before, and to avoid risks. But failure forces you to reflect, to analyze, and to adapt. It shines a spotlight on what's not working, giving you valuable feedback that is essential for growth. Without failure, you remain stagnant. You miss out on the insights that push you to innovate, improve, and evolve. Every failure contains a lesson wrapped in discomfort, and the more willing you are to learn from it, the faster you grow. When you start seeing failure as a necessary part of the journey, you'll stop fearing it and start respecting it. Fear of failure keeps people trapped in their comfort zones, afraid to take the risks that lead to breakthroughs. But once you realize failure is simply a stepping stone, you begin to take bold actions without being paralyzed by the what ifs of my man. You start to experiment, to try new things, and to stretch beyond your limits. This mindset is what separates those who live average lives from those who achieve extraordinary results. Failure also builds resilience. Every time you fall and get back up, you become stronger mentally and emotionally. You learn that setbacks are temporary, not permanent. You develop grit, the ability to keep pushing forward when the path gets tough. This resilience is crucial because the road to success is never a straight line. Well, there will be obstacles, delays, and moments when it feels like the world is against you. But if you treat failure as a teacher, you won't be crushed by these moments. You'll be strengthened by them. Another important lesson failure teaches is humility. When things don't go your way, it reminds you that you are human, that you have room to grow, and that perfection is a myth. This humility opens the door to learning from others, seeking help, and staying teachable. It prevents arrogance and complacency, which can be just as dangerous as fear. Embracing failure keeps you grounded and hungry for continuous improvement. The fear of failure often leads to procrastination or avoidance. People avoid taking risks because they are afraid to fail. But when you flip the script and see failure as your greatest teacher, procrastination loses its power. You become willing to start before you're perfect, to fail fast and learn faster. You understand that the quicker you fail, the quicker you can adjust and move forward. This willingness to embrace failure accelerates your progress exponentially. It's also important to remember that failure is not a reflection of your worth. The failure is about actions and results, not who you are as a person. When you detach your identity from your failure, you free yourself from the paralyzing shame and self-doubt that often follow mistakes. Instead of internalizing failure as a personal defeat, you view it objectively as a necessary step in your journey toward success. When you rethink your 2020-25 with the mindset that failure is your teacher, you give yourself permission to be imperfect, to experiment, and to grow without fear. You understand that every failure brings you closer to your goals because each lesson learned sharpens your strategy and fuels your determination. This perspective transforms failure from a wall blocking your way into a ladder, helping you climb higher. In the end, the most successful people are not those who never fail, but those who refuse to let failure define them. They chose to learn, to adapt, and to keep moving forward. If you want 2025 to be your breakthrough year, start by welcoming failure as your teacher, not your enemy. That mindset will set you apart and empower you to reach heights you never thought possible. When it comes to making real, lasting change in your life, the battle between consistency and intensity is a critical one. Many people believe that success comes from those explosive bursts of effort, grinding for hours on end, pushing themselves to the absolute limit in short, intense sessions. While intensity can be impressive and sometimes necessary, it is consistency that beats intensity every single time. Consistency is the steady, reliable force that builds momentum, creates habits, and delivers lasting results. Intensity without consistency is like a firework, bright and powerful for a moment, but gone too quickly to make a real impact. The power of consistency lies in its cumulative effect. Small actions repeated day after day add up to massive progress over time. Imagine planting a tree. One day of watering and care won't grow a mighty oak, but watering it regularly, patiently for months and years will transform a seed into something strong and enduring. The same principle applies to your goals, whether it's fitness, learning a new skill, building a business, or improving your mindset. Consistent effort is what drives growth. The secret is that progress doesn't come from rare moments of extreme effort. It comes from daily choices to show up and do the work no matter how small or routine it may seem. Consistency also helps overcome the unpredictability of motivation and energy. There will be days when you feel unstoppable and days when you struggle just to get started. Relying on intensity alone means you only succeed when your energy and motivation are high. But life is full of ups and downs, and if you want to reach your goals, you need a system that works even on your off days. Consistency creates a framework where your success is not dependent on your feelings in the moment, but on the habits you built over time. This reliability makes your progress inevitable because it removes the variable of mood or motivation. Another key advantage of consistency is that it builds confidence. Each day you show up, you reinforce the belief that you can trust yourself to follow through. This trust is essential for long-term success because it prevents self-sabotage and doubt from creeping in. The more consistent you are, the stronger your self-discipline becomes, and the easier it gets to maintain momentum. This creates a positive feedback loop. Consistency builds confidence, which fuels more consistency, leading to more progress and even greater confidence. Consistency also allows you to learn and adapt. When you work on something consistently, you get immediate feedback on what's working and what's not. This ongoing process of adjustment is what leads to mastery and improvement. Intensity bursts might push you forward quickly, but without consistency, you miss out on the valuable lessons that come from sustained effort and reflection. Consistency gives you the space to experiment, fail, and improve over time. It's important to understand that consistency does not mean perfection. Life will throw curveballs, and you will miss days or fall short sometimes. The key is to get back on track quickly and keep moving forward. One mistake doesn't undo all your progress. What matters is the overall pattern of your effort. Consistency is about building a habit that becomes part of who you are, not about being flawless. Consistency beats intensity because it protects you from burnout. Intense efforts without rest or balance can lead to exhaustion, frustration, and eventually quitting. Sustainable progress comes from pacing yourself and creating a rhythm that you can maintain long term. Consistency creates endurance, the ability to keep going even when the initial excitement fades. If you want 2025 to be a year of real transformation, focus less on pushing harder in short bursts and more on showing up regularly. Commit to small, meaningful actions every day and trust that these actions will compound into the extraordinary results you desire. Consistency is the quiet force behind every success story. It's what turns dreams into reality and potential into achievement. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your mindset, your habits, and ultimately your success. If you want to rethink your 2025 and make it your best year yet, one of the most powerful changes you can make is to surround yourself with winners. Those who inspire you, challenge you, and elevate your game. Winners aren't just people who have achieved a lot. They are individuals who have the mindset, discipline, and values that push them and those around them to grow and succeed. When you align yourself with winners, you create an environment that fuels your ambition and propels you forward. Your environment is a reflection of who you are becoming. If you consistently spend time with people who complain, doubt themselves, or settle for less, you'll likely adopt those same patterns. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with winners who have high standards, strong work ethics, and positive attitudes, their energy becomes contagious. You start to see what's possible, and their drive motivates you to push harder and reach higher. Winners set the bar for excellence, and being around them raises your own standards without you even realizing it. Winners provide more than just motivation. They offer valuable lessons and accountability. They've been through struggles and setbacks, and their experience becomes a roadmap you can learn from. When you connect with winners, you gain mentors, collaborators, and supporters who want to see you succeed as much as they want to succeed themselves. This kind of supportive environment makes it easier to stay focused on your goals and less likely to get distracted or discouraged. Accountability is a powerful tool because it pushes you to be your best even when your own motivation wanes. Surrounding yourself with winners also challenges your limits. Winners don't settle for comfort zones. They stretch themselves constantly. When you spend time with people who are always improving, learning, and setting bigger goals, you start to push your own boundaries. This creates a culture of growth where complacency isn't an option. You begin to believe in your own potential because you see it reflected in the people around you. The right environment nurtures confidence and ambition, helping you break free from self-imposed limitations. Another critical aspect is that winners inspire resilience. Success is never a straight line. It comes with failures, setbacks, and hard lessons. Winners understand this reality and don't give up when things get tough. They model perseverance and teach you how to turn challenges into stepping stones. When you surround yourself with people who bounce back from adversity, you learn to do the same. This resilience is essential for making 2025 a breakthrough year because there will inevitably be obstacles along the way. It's also important to note that winners help you maintain focus and protect your time. Protect your time. They respect your goals and their energy, and they encourage you to do the same. Being around people who value productivity and intentional living helps you cut out distraction and negative influences. You learn to say no to things that don't serve your purpose and yes to opportunities that align with your vision. This clarity and discipline become easier to maintain when your circle supports those values. Choosing to surround yourself with winners is a deliberate decision. It might mean seeking out new friendships, joining groups or communities that align with your goals, or distancing yourself from relationships that hold you back. This process can be uncomfortable because it requires honesty about who is truly supporting your growth and who isn't. But the payoff is immense. Your social circle can either be the anchor that keeps you stuck or the wind that lifts you higher. The people you spend the most time with become your mirror. If you want to rethink your 2020-25 and make it extraordinary, start by surrounding yourself with winners. Let their energy, mindset, and values rub off on you. Build a community that challenges you to be better, supports you in hard times, and celebrate your victories. Your environment is one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal. Use it wisely and watch how it transforms your life. Taking ownership relentlessly is one of the most empowering choices you can make in your life, especially when you're determined to rethink your 2025 and elevate your future. Ownership means fully accepting responsibility for every aspect of your life, your actions, your decisions, your results, and even your mindset. It means refusing to blame others, circumstances, or luck when things don't go your way. Instead, you recognize that your life is a direct reflection of the choices you make and the effort you put in. This relentless ownership puts you in the driver's seat, giving you the power to create change instead of waiting for it to happen. When you take ownership, you stop playing the victim. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming external factors when things go wrong. The economy, a difficult boss, a lack of resources, or bad luck. But each time you blame something outside yourself, you give away your power. Ownership demands that you look inward first, asking, what can I do differently? What am I responsible for in this situation? This shift in perspective is crucial because it turns problems into opportunities for growth. It forces you to find solutions instead of excuses. Relentless ownership also means being honest with yourself. It's about confronting your weaknesses, mistakes, and failures without defensiveness or denial. This honesty is not about self-criticism, but about clarity and learning. When you own your reality fully, you see where you need to improve and can take actionable steps toward growth. This mindset breeds humility and resilience because you're no longer afraid to face your shortcomings. You embrace them as part of your journey to becoming better. Ownership also requires discipline. It means showing up consistently and doing what needs to be done, even when it's hard or inconvenient. It means following through on your commitments, managing your time wisely, and refusing to let procrastination or distractions steal your progress. When you take ownership relentlessly, you build a reputation for reliability and integrity. which in turn opens doors to new opportunities and relationships. People respect those who own their actions and results because they know they can count on them. Another powerful aspect of taking ownership is that it fosters a growth mindset. Instead of being discouraged by setbacks, you see them as feedback, data that helps you adjust and improve. Ownership puts you in control of your learning and progress. It removes the feeling of helplessness and replaces it with empowerment. You realize that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you can always control how you respond. This mindset allows you to navigate challenges with confidence and persistence. Taking ownership relentlessly also means being proactive rather than reactive. It's about anticipating challenges, setting clear goals, and planning your actions accordingly. Instead of waiting for things to happen or for others to make decisions, you take initiative. You seek out opportunities and take calculated risks. This proactive attitude accelerates your progress and positions you as a leader in your own life. When you own your results, you also celebrate your successes without hesitation. Recognizing your achievements builds confidence and motivation to keep pushing forward. Ownership means you don't downplay your wins or attribute them to luck. You acknowledge the hard work and decisions that made success possible. This acknowledgement fuels a positive cycle of effort and reward. Taking ownership relentlessly is about empowerment. It's about refusing to be a passenger in your life and choosing to be the driver. When you adopt this mindset for your 2025, you give yourself the freedom to shape your destiny. You stop waiting for permission, excuses, or ideal conditions. Instead, you take full responsibility and act with purpose, knowing that your future depends on what you do today. This level of ownership is the cornerstone of any meaningful transformation and the key to unlocking your true potential. Taking ownership relentlessly is one of the most empowering choices you can make in your life, especially when you're determined to rethink your 2025 and elevate your future. Ownership means fully accepting responsibility for every aspect of your life, your actions, your decisions, your results, and even your mindset. It means refusing to blame others, circumstances, or luck when things don't go your way. Instead, you recognize that your life is a direct reflection of the choices you make and the effort you put in. This relentless ownership puts you in the driver's seat, giving you the power to create change instead of waiting for it to happen. When you take ownership, you stop playing the victim. Stop playing the victim. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming external factors when things go wrong. The economy, a difficult boss, a lack of resources, or bad luck. But each time you blame something outside yourself, you give away your power. Ownership demands that you look inward first, asking, what can I do differently? What am I responsible for in this situation? This shift in perspective is crucial because it turns problems into opportunities for growth. It forces you to find solutions instead of excuses. Relentless ownership also means being honest with yourself. It's about confronting your weaknesses, mistakes, and failures without defensiveness or denial. This honesty is not about self-criticism, but about clarity and learning. When you own your reality fully, you see where you need to improve and can take actionable steps toward growth. This mindset breeds humility and resilience because you're no longer afraid to face your shortcomings. You embrace them as part of your journey to becoming better. Ownership also requires discipline. It means showing up consistently and doing what needs to be done, even when it's hard or inconvenient. It means following through on your commitments, managing your time wisely, and refusing to let procrastination or distractions steal your progress. When you take ownership relentlessly, you build a reputation for reliability and integrity, which in turn opens doors to new opportunities and relationships. People respect those who own their actions and results because they know they can count on them. Another powerful aspect of taking ownership is that it fosters a growth mindset. Instead of being discouraged by setbacks, you see them as feedback, data that helps you adjust and improve. Ownership puts you in control of your learning and progress. It removes the feeling of helplessness and replaces it with empowerment. You realize that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you can always control how you respond. This mindset allows you to navigate challenges with confidence and persistence. Taking ownership relentlessly also means being proactive rather than reactive. It's about anticipating challenges, setting clear goals, and planning your actions accordingly. Instead of waiting for things to happen or for others to make decisions, you take initiative. You seek out opportunities and take calculated risks. This proactive attitude accelerates your progress and positions you as a leader in your own life. When you own your results, you also celebrate your successes without hesitation. Recognizing your achievements builds confidence and motivation to keep pushing forward. Ownership means you don't downplay your wins or attribute them to luck. You acknowledge the hard work and decisions that made success possible. This acknowledgement fuels a positive cycle of effort and reward. Taking ownership relentlessly is about empowerment. It's about refusing to be a passenger in your life and choosing to be the driver. When you adopt this mindset for your 2025, you give yourself the freedom to shape your destiny. You stop waiting for permission, excuses, or ideal conditions. Instead, you take full responsibility and act with purpose, knowing that your future depends on what you do today. This level of ownership is the cornerstone of any meaningful transformation and the key to unlocking your true potential.